Beyond the mansion, the private planes, and the Caribbean hideaways, a ruthless empire was built on fear, bullets, and a sea of cocaine. The untold story of Pablo Escobar's reign of terror, and the ones who brought him crashing down. Get ready for the true story of the king of cocaine. Welcome to the story of Pablo Escobar, one of the most infamous figures of the 20th century. A man who rose to power through his cunning and ruthlessness, and fell to his own hubris and excess. In this video, we'll explore the life and legacy of the king of cocaine, from his humble beginnings in the Andean town of Rio Negro, Colombia, to his eventual downfall in the streets of Medellín. We'll delve into the events that shaped his life, the rise of his empire, and the tragic consequences of his actions. Pablo Escobar was born on December 1st, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia, to Abel de Jesus Escobar and Hermilda Gaviria. He was the third of 7 children, and his family was of peasant stock. Despite being raised in a middle-class family, Escobar was exposed to poverty and crime at a young age, and he quickly learned to rely on his wits and cunning to survive. His early life was marked by hardship and struggle, with his family facing financial difficulties and his parents working multiple jobs to make ends meet. Escobar dropped out of high school in the 9th grade, tired of the monotony of school and eager to make a name for himself on the streets. He quickly became involved with local gangs and thieves, learning the skills that would serve him well in his future endeavors. He began to build a reputation as a charming and ruthless young man, willing to do whatever it took to succeed. He started small, selling stolen cars and participating in petty crimes, but he soon graduated to more serious offenses. In the 1970s, Escobar became involved in the cocaine trade, introducing the concept of cocaine trafficking and becoming a pioneer in the industry. He created a vast network of smugglers and distributors, using his charm and charisma to build relationships with other traffickers and law enforcement officials. He traveled extensively throughout the world, building a complex web of connections and alliances that would help him dominate the cocaine trade. Earned the nickname El Patron, the boss, for his cunning and ruthlessness, Escobar quickly rose to the top of the cocaine trade. He became known for his luxurious lifestyle, his love of fast cars and beautiful women, and his willingness to do whatever it took to keep his empire growing. He was a master of manipulation, using his charm and charisma to get what he wanted, and eliminating anyone who stood in his way. He was a true leader, and his men were fiercely loyal to him. In the late 1970s, Escobar formed the Medellín Cartel, partnering with other prominent traffickers, including the Ochoa brothers and Carlos Letter. Together, they developed a complex system of transportation, money laundering, and bribing officials, making them one of the most powerful and feared cartels in the world. The cartel's influence was so pervasive that it was said that Escobar could get a shipment of cocaine from Colombia to the streets of New York in just 24 hours. The Medellín cartel's network stretched from Colombia to the United States, with tentacles in Mexico, Panama, and other Central American countries. They controlled a vast portion of the global cocaine trade, earning Escobar and his partners an estimated $30 billion. The cartel's operations were highly organized and efficient, with a system of loyal and dedicated operatives who worked tirelessly to keep the cocaine flowing. As Escobar's empire grew, so did his reputation for extravagance and violence. He lived a life of luxury, owning mansions, exotic animals, and fast cars. He was known for his fashion sense, often wearing designer suits and sporting a distinctive mustache. He was a showman, always looking for ways to flaunt his wealth and status. He was a true narcissist, and his ego and arrogance were his ultimate downfall. But beneath the surface of Escobar's luxurious lifestyle was a climate of fear and intimidation. He used violence and threats to maintain control and silence his enemies, ordering hits on politicians, judges, and rival traffickers. He was a master of terror, using his cartel's muscle to keep his opponents in line. He was feared by all who knew him, and his legend grew to mythical proportions. One of the most infamous incidents of Escobar's reign was the bombing of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989, killing 107 people. The bombing was a stunning blow to the Colombian government, which had long been struggling to control the Medellín Cartel's influence. It was a brazen act of terrorism, designed to intimidate and silence Escobar's enemies. The incident marked a turning point in Escobar's reign, as the Colombian government began to take a more aggressive stance against the cartel. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Escobar faced increasing pressure from the Colombian government and US authorities. He negotiated a deal to surrender in 1991, but escaped from prison in 1992 and went into hiding. Eventually, he was tracked down by Colombian police and killed in a shootout on December 1, 1993, at the age of 44. The incident marked the end of an era, as the Medellín cartel began to disintegrate and its leaders were either captured or killed. Despite his downfall, Escobar left a lasting impact on the world of organized crime and the global cocaine trade. His innovative approaches to smuggling and money laundering paved the way for future cartels and trafficking organizations. He was a true pioneer, always looking for ways to stay one step ahead of his opponents and expand his empire. His influence can be seen in the ways that modern cartels operate, using cutting-edge technology and innovative tactics to evade law enforcement and maintain control over their territories. Moreover, Escobar's legacy serves as a reminder of the darker aspects of human nature and the destructive power of addiction. His story highlights the need for effective policies and programs to address addiction and organized crime, and the importance of community-based initiatives to prevent and address the harm caused by these issues. Additionally, Escobar's influence on the world of organized crime continues to be felt, with many modern-day traffickers and cartels following in his footsteps. His innovative approaches to smuggling and money laundering paved the way for future cartels and trafficking organizations, and his legacy serves as a reminder of the need for law enforcement agencies to stay vigilant and adapt to evolving threats. After Escobar's death, the Medellín cartel continued to operate, with Escobar's brother Roberto and other high-ranking members vying for control. However, the cartel's influence was significantly weakened, and they were eventually dismantled by the Colombian government and US authorities. The cartel's remnants were absorbed by other trafficking organizations, including the Cali cartel, which was also dismantled in 2006. For Escobar's family and loved ones, his death brought an end to a painful and tumultuous era. Escobar's wife, Maria Victoria Henao, and his children, Juan Pablo and Manuela, were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. In the years that followed, they would struggle to rebuild and move forward, haunted by the memory of Escobar's excesses and atrocities. Today, the impact of Pablo Escobar's empire can still be felt in Colombia and around the world. The cocaine trade continues to plague communities and families, and the legacy of Escobar's violence and brutality remains a powerful reminder of the dangers of organized crime. But there is also hope for a brighter future, as the people of Colombia work to rebuild and recover from the scars of the past. Pablo Escobar's legacy continues to shape the world we live in, from the cocaine trade's ongoing impact on communities to the ongoing struggles of his family and loved ones. But his story is also a reminder of the dangers of ambition and the corrupting influence of power. As we reflect on the rise and fall of the king of cocaine, we are reminded of the importance of living a life of integrity and compassion, and of working towards a brighter and more just future for all. Thanks for watching The Rise and Fall of Pablo Escobar. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other documentaries and series on true crime and biographies. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on our latest releases. Until next time, thanks for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Pablo Escobar.